everyone, and welcome. We are going to talk a little bit about the spring 2010 season of anime, which we just posted our ginormous, I think, definitive season preview. Definitive.
This is the
best one out there.
This is the definitive.
You're fired.
This is the definitive.
You're fired. That was my Donald Trump impression. It wasn't very good. I don't have a very good comb over.
It is the definitive 2010 Spring Anime Vice preview. It is definitive.
Way to qualify. Alright, so what are you looking forward to, John? Go ahead, throw a title out.
I have a soft spot for Big Wind-Up Season 2.
Yes, I'm so sad because I feel like I'm teasing everybody by even talking about it. Because Funimation said that Season 1 didn't sell enough, so they probably won't license Season 2. So I'm like, here, look at this cool thing, it's gonna be awesome. And by the way, you'll probably never get to buy it.
I mean, baseball and anime combined, oh my god.
I am not a sports anime fan, but I thought the characters in it were really, really fun. So I really hope that Big Wind-Up's one of the ones that winds up on Crunchyroll.
I just like the character, the guy who throws 100 pitches a game. But he doesn't throw one more or like one less. He was like, I'll throw till 100. Then he walks off the mat, even if it's the bottom of the ninth. He's like, I'm done. Off the mound.
Which is kind of sad because I kind of doubt he's going to be a major player in the second season.
No, he's gotta be. He's gotta be. You need more pitcher, dude.
Bigata HK, I want to bring up. Bigata HK, I think, is going to be my true bra of this season. It's the one that sounds kind of cool, but will disappoint me in the end. It's about a girl. I'm getting there. About a girl who, she is a total pervert. Like, just her every thought is always about something kind of pervy. I'm not going to go so far as to say sex.
You're down for this so far.
I'm down for this so far. And she falls in love with this guy who's totally normal, and they're kind of like, okay, cool. Now what? So it's just kind of this slice of life zany comedy.
So she pulls out the bondage whips, and he's like, I want to make ramen for dinner.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because the trailer was really not very descriptive or anything. So I really don't know what it's going to be like. And I'm worried that I'm expecting too much from it. I like that the girl is the pervert, which is something relatively not super common. It happens every once in a while, usually for a minor character, not for the main character. So we'll see. I compare it to Chubra because I thought Chubra could have done some really cool and fun stuff, turning things on its head, but really in the end didn't at all.
On an unrelated note, you're a pervert. I also, House of Five Leaves.
You've actually read the manga.
I checked it out on, was it Sig-Iki? I only read the first chapter or two, but I really enjoyed it. It had a really cool aesthetic. It's all about this just, Ronin, warrior, essentially. He was a samurai who had no job, and eventually it's taken up by this gang who seems like they're kind of unscrupulous, but he, due to having to take jobs to continue to live, begins to work as their bodyguard. And it just kind of evolves from that point where I guess we see that they're not necessarily terrible people, but they still rob and occasionally pillage and all that fun stuff.
Now, the manga's by Natsume Ono, which, so you manga fans probably already know her. She's the one who created Ristorante Paradiso. She also created Not Simple, which came out not too long ago. She's done actually a whole bunch of work.
I've heard a lot about that Ristorante Paradiso.
It's supposed to be pretty good, and it's kind of one of those rare shows where most of the cast is actually kind of older.
Yeah, I heard there's this 50-year-old dude who gets nailed by a 25-year-old girl.
Yeah, pretty much. It's good stuff. Arakawa Under the Bridge is one I'm looking forward to.
It's too weird looking not to want to see it.
Well, and it's by Shimbo and Shaft, the team who did Maria Holic and Zetsubo Sensei and all that, but it has a very different look to it than from what the pictures that we've seen anyway. For one thing, it's actually like full color. No sepia, no muting, no nothing. Which is pretty unusual for that team.
And they have really weird heads.
And some of them have
like stars.
Like the Star and the Kappa, which is a little water demon of Japanese tradition.
At this point, I've even turned off. I don't want more info. I know this is just see the show. So I'm just going to take it from that point.
Ditto for Yojo Hanshin wa Taikei, which is by the guy who directed Kaiba.
Oh, yeah, the one about the guy who's a college senior and he's reflecting back on his life.
That's the one. Definitely looking forward to that.
So if I may share an excerpt while I'm going through your spring preview, which was definitive, I was reading the entry for Kiss X Sis, which I've heard several times. You know, they had an OVA that had come out before, and the manga, which is pretty, I guess, semi-popular at least. And I'm reading Gia's description of it, which is that Kita? Keita. Poor Keita. And poor is bolded. Poor Keita. He has two hot sisters who really aren't his sisters, but they both want to boink him silly. I think Gia was just going a little, was that coming from an angry part of your soul?
It was a little bit sarcastic, yeah, poor Keita.
Oh, poor him. His life sucks
and his
so
hot
much.
sisters who he becomes attracted to.
Just like you wrote boink him silly in the official description of this work.
It's an accurate depiction, John.
Senkoku Night Raid.
Senkoku Night Raid is definitely one I'm looking forward to a lot more than I was interested in Sora no Oto.
So it's this kind of 1930s...
All we really know about it is there's like this team of spies, and they've been sent to China from Japan in 1931. They've been sent actually to Shanghai specifically, because you're in this kind of weird period where there's been the Russo-Japanese War, the Sino-Japanese War, and of course World War I. So lots of military tension between China and Japan right then. And so you got this team of spies, and they just look kind of cool. There's an explosion in the trailer.
Boom! Which you may know from Trailer Blast. Boom! Do you think that'll have any significance on the fact that, the World War II time frame that follows that, where Japan invades China? I mean, I'm curious.
Historically, obviously.
Historically. But this seems like it's a pseudo-historical, or at least flavored by history.
Well, we have no idea at this point how it will play out, because it's not based, as far as I know, on a manga or a novel or anything along those lines, or even necessarily something specific in history. So I really have no idea where it's going to go at this point, but I know it looks cool. Now,
one thing I was looking on the list, and I didn't see it there, so maybe you can explain to me, oh diva of the list, Iron Man.
Iron Man. I never heard any particular news on this, but suddenly we kind of stopped hearing much about the Marvel anime, and Moon Phase, which is where I get a lot of the information on air dates and things like that, Japanese website, they ceased having Iron Man listed under April, which is where it was when I did the cheat sheet a month ago.
Yeah.
No, the spring preview, when I was doing it more recently, it had dropped down to October.
Do not approve.
Yeah, I could not find in English or in Japanese any particular news about this. The official Iron Man, or the official Madhouse Marvel website, I should say, has no additional information, which is why I decided it probably had been pushed back. I felt like if it actually was starting in April, there would be a little bit more of a PR push. The website probably would have had more information on when it was airing, so people could actually watch it, things like that. I don't know if October is actually when it's airing.
Do not approve. Please tell them to start airing in the next 2 months.
Well, but maybe they decided not to do it because they realized Hero Man, which is, of course, the Stanley Project with Bones, was airing that same season.
And that should get you void of giant robots. Hero Man, of course, we're both going to check out, at least on a freak feature.
It looks cute. I actually flipped through the first chapter of the manga in Japanese. It looks really cute, really very heavy on the Americana, and I'm kind of interested as to how American fans will react to that as well as Japanese fans, because the connotations are so different.
I'm still waiting until they fight the ghost of Vladimir Putin, during the thing, or some sort of other giant symbolism, like some sort of...
That sounds more like something that would happen in Hetalia. Did you know that the guy who voices America in Hetalia actually plays Kamina? Is the guy who played Kamina in
Whoa! Yeah, because America's awesome.
Yeah.
Is he like huge and buff and amazing?
No, I think he eats a lot of cheeseburgers and wears a bomber jacket.
But he's still amazing, right?
Sure.
There's nothing unamazing about bomber jacket. Ah! I saw that.
Really?
Yes,
did you read my lips? What did I say?
No, I didn't see what you said. I saw what you did. There's a difference.
I would explain that I have not, in fact, watched Hetalia, so I couldn't tell you how.
Okay, what else we've got? We've got another season of Ikitosen Executor.
Extreme Executor, John.
Extreme Executor. If you need an executor of your affairs, we have the most extreme executors here.
Oh, Venture.
Do not care. That was a Venture Brothers thing?
Wasn't that your Sergeant Hatred voice?
I guess that was my Sergeant Hatred.
That was your Sergeant Hatred voice.
All those beautiful little man boys.
That's what we need, another season of Venture Brothers.
Yes, Japan.
Off topic. Venture Brothers, please.
Giant Killing if you want more sports anime, which is just, I love that shonen bracket.
I think Giant Killing is really going to be... I noticed a couple people commented and said Giant Killing is not as cool as they thought it would. I think it's going to be kind of one of those sort of slacker comedies.
Which one is Giant Killing?
Giant Killing is a soccer manga about kind of this one team that is like the total goobers, the lowest ranked team in their league, which is like the main league. It's East Tokyo United. And they suddenly have this coach who's like gung-ho, like, yeah, we're totally going to shape up, yeah.
That's the plot of like every sports everything ever.
Yeah, but I think that this has a much more cynical team than
better or worse than the Mighty Ducks.
No.
You didn't see the Mighty Ducks?
I saw the Mighty Ducks, but I haven't seen Giant Killing, so how can I say? How can I compare the two? K-On! There's another season of K-On coming.
If you liked the first one, you'll probably still like the second one.
If you hated the first one, you'll probably still hate the second one.
And scene.
That's about it for K-On.
Angel Beats. Angel Beats.
Heidi Beats?
You know, I saw the trailer, and that's what really got me excited. And I
the
really
fact that she looks like Heidi, that's what got me excited.
Well, they were sniping lollies. They were like, pew, pew, pew.
That is true. She does look very... And you know, somebody was talking on the Anime Vice IRC channel on irc.irchighway.net.
On
irc.irchighway.net.
irc.irc.highway.net.
No, irc.irchighway.net. You're just trying to get me to repeat it again. They were talking about how apparently that may be some kind of intentional parody. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess we'll find out.
I kind of like the idea of Skeet shooting lollies. You're like, pull.
I think they actually kind of did that in History of the World Part 1.
But no, reading your actual synopsis you had in the data, it has this idea that the characters are dead or something, and this is kind of an afterlife where they're choosing to side with...
In the afterlife, you either fight against God or you defend God, and you also go to school, apparently. Or at least exist in a school.
So playing Hooky is like defying God.
I don't know. It's based on a key game, I'm a key... And I have such a love-hate relationship. They love my money, and
It doesn't look as much like the other key products that I'm providing.
It doesn't look as big eyes as Kanon and Clannad, and we'll have to see. There's a key title I would really like them to make into an anime, and that's Little Busters, which I've read a little tiny bit of the manga of, although I have not played the game, but I would like that one. Little Busters.
Little Busters look little.
It's a baseball thing. It's a baseball club.
Oh.
Imagine Haruhi, except they only start a baseball club.
Sounds dumb.
And I don't think anybody actually controls the universe.
This baseball episode boring.
Working looks cute. I think Working is kind of adorable. I think it looks cute, and I want to cosplay the girl with the huge ponytail. Like, it's just an eye. I'm not sure.
Anyone who's ever worked in the service industry knows the last thing they'll want to do in their free time is watch a series about people waiting tables.
I don't know. What if it turns out to be a real, heart series about that you're like, wow, dude, no, I've been there.
Man,
God, this show gets
me. They get me. Like, they totally took the drama of her calling in sick and me having to cover her shift at the last second. They turned it into this just emotional heartthrob as they spilt coffee at that one table. Oh my God, she dropped the tray!
And she's not sure. I'm not sure! I guess the last one, I think, that I'm going to bring up then is Kaicho wa Maid-sama, whose manga is being released in English just as Maid-sama. A student council president at a school that used to be all boys. They started letting girls in, but the guys are still kind of dumb poopy heads.
Dumb poopy heads as in unintelligent, or as in, like, you gotta have girls here, we don't allow that thing!
Unintelligent.
Get your memories out of here!
Rude, pervy, all those things. So she decides how to kind of try to clean them up, which does not earn her a lot of points with the male student body, as you might imagine. They're very poor at getting together and voting, apparently. But she has this secret. She works at a maid cafe part-time.
And she's actually a dude.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's not. There is a trap, but it's not her. Yeah, so this guy finds out her secret, and blah, 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 rivalry, romance, etc. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. I said there's nothing no about my Oh.
No. Alright, so make sure you share with us which shows you are the most interested in so we know which ones to talk about.